Okay, welcome everyone. Nice to see you. I can see you across the top of my monitor there. Thanks for being here. So today we're going to practice similar on Monday, how we were looking at how in certain yoga poses, your senses are oriented more inwardly or more outwardly, and that we can start having a relationship to our senses where we're the steward or the chaperone. We're like the trail guide. So I'm going to ask us to start with a simple sitting practice, and you can sit upright. Rest your hands in your lap, and please close your eyes. And then let your attention come in and down. And let's first just become aware that there are senses within us that have these antennas that go to the outside world, and those senses have a purpose. One of their primary purposes is for our survival. So we have to smell danger, hear danger, see danger before we have the experience of danger overwhelming us. But our senses are also there to help us experience beauty. And if we are led about by our senses, we say it's like being led by wild horses. So in the practice of yoga, we want to help to bring our senses into the present moment where we have some leadership with our senses, and we aren't responding to every sense stimulus as if it were danger. And in fact, sometimes we can see it as the opportunity for beauty. So when you close your eyes, let your attention come inward, but sense how your eyes have already adjusted to whatever the light is against your face with your eyelids closed. And touch base with your ears, which are hearing whatever sounds are in your environment. Your ears are such refined instruments. They know how to separate background noise from the noise of human voices. Your ears can also hear the silence beyond all sound. Notice whatever sense is present for smelling and tasting right now. And then just touch base with the skin of your body. What's happening there? You might notice your hair on your face, your clothing on your shoulder, your hands in your lap, the temperature of your skin. So you're kind of asking your senses to come back home, right? You're bringing them back in. Like when the fisherman reels in the line, it's bringing stuff back in. When you feel your senses have come home, let's put the hands together at the heart and encourage your senses today during this practice to remember how to sense beauty, not only to be programmed to interpret danger. So this is the practice of discernment, and the nervous system, because it gets so heavily patterned, does need our wise mind to help reorganize the middle brain and the lower brain to sense through these 5 processes, seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching, to sense that beauty is also present. You may sing with me. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om
Asatoma satgamaya. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorama amritam gamaya. Om Asatoma satgamaya. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorama amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Okay, with your exhale, you may bow your head to your heart and release your hands. Please open your eyes. So today I'm planning on using a yoga strap and also a chair. And we'll start with the strap, but not directly with the chair. Please come up to standing. And we can go to my phone camera, Susie. So when you come up to stand, you can take your yoga strap and make a loop in it. Mine is already pre-made. I like to say this reminds me of like being on a cooking show. I already have mine pre-made right here. The loop is going to be so that my hands and arms are shoulder width apart, like that. Okay, I'm going to straighten this camera a tiny bit, see if I can do it. And let's see if that looks more level. Okay, great. So when you put your hands in here, put your wrists into the strap, catch the other part of the strap in your hand so it's not going to hit you in the face. And please inhale and raise your arms up overhead. When you go up like this, go ahead and close your eyes. There's nothing more to see on the video camera for me. Let your awareness come in to watch, listen, and feel the pathway of the breath in your own body. Let yourself watch and listen and feel the pathway of the breath inside. Notice the places where your breathing travels easily. And be curious about how much breath is in the front body or in your back body. And keeping both heels grounded, arc over to your right and root down firmly into your left hip and heel. And when you're arcing, try to have a sense of how you haven't collapsed, but you have shortened the right side waist and open the left side waist. And notice how the breath changes with the shape of the pose. If you were to see it inside, to hear it inside, and to feel it inside. And then when you next inhale, rise up to center, and then arc over to your left. And keeping both heels grounded and without moving your hips side to side. So the hips actually stay centered, root down into your right heel. And notice on the inside, the inner experience of the breath, how you see it, how you hear it. What is the inner feeling of the breath? Where does it cause the inner body to expand to touch the outer body? And then when you next inhale, rise up to center. And then float both arms forward and keeping your eyes closed, notice what your senses can be aware of in your inner body. Temperature, rhythm, sensation. And then take the strap, part of the strap, not the loop, but the strap. Please stretch both arms forward. Rise up with your inhale. If you don't have a strap, by the way, you can always use a towel, you can use a sweatshirt, whatever's long enough to give you some space between both hands here. Reach the hands back, almost like your hands are like a sail on a ship. Stand nice and tall so that you are able then to have the upper body open without pitching your rib cage forward or sticking your hips backwards. Go ahead and close your eyes. And listen in again for how you sense the breath in the inner body. And how you see, if you were to watch the pathway of the breath inside, where do you imagine it to be right now? And then how you hear the breath inside. And then notice finally, where do you feel it inside? Where does the inner body expand to touch the outer body? And then as you next exhale, loosen one hand on the strap and let this come down. And watch once more inside temperature, rhythm, which you'll feel in your heart rate and your breath rate. The temperature, rhythm, and interior sensations. And then place your strap aside. We'll check in with it again later in class. You don't need your chair just yet. I'm going to ask you to step forward with 2 blocks for your sun salutation. So you can place the 2 blocks where your feet are going to be at the top of your yoga mat. And when you step forward, bring your hands together at your heart. I have to move my hair off of my face so that you're going to be able to see me and I can see you. Join your hands together, please. Okay, so for a few moments, close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you to imagine this, that you can go back behind the eyes and trace the place to where at the back of your brain, your eyes interpret sight, that is when they're open. And put your attention there at the back of your brain. So we aren't pressing the eyeballs against the lids, and we aren't trying to stare a hole into the wall in front of us. Your gaze is inward. And let's see if you can keep it there as you inhale the hands down, wide and up. Can your eyes be steady and inward? Then exhale, come down to chair pose. I believe you can keep your eyes closed. You have lots of yoga experience. Almost imagine as if you had 2 tiny eyes at the base of the skull. Lift the very base of your skull so your gaze is back there. And then press down. Rise up as you inhale, upward hands pose. And exhale, bow forward, which I believe you can do with your eyes closed. Bow forward to Uttanasana. Now in Uttanasana, as you inhale to glide your heart forward, lift first from the base of your skull and then lengthen your spine forward. And exhale to bow deeply towards your legs without pushing your face towards your shins or toes, without hardening your eyes. So inhale again, glide your heart forward, lift the base of your skull. Do not harden the eyes against your lids. And exhale to deeply bow towards your legs. No sense of rushing, and the base of the skull is still in your awareness. Once more, inhale your heart forward. And then as you exhale, step your left foot back to the basic lunge pose. Plant your toes. You may need to open your eyes now for your balance. As you inhale, rise up to your crescent lunge. Good, and exhale, follow your right hand down to the right. Inhale, raise your right arm, return your head to center. We're going to repeat that 3 times more. Exhale to your right. Keep your eyes close to your right thumb. So the sphere of distance as you inhale to come back, turn your gaze forward. The sphere of your distance is actually relatively small. We're not looking in the distance, just keeping your gaze at your right thumb, and then bring it forward. Here's the last one, opening. Inhale, returning. And then exhale, make a wide circle of the arms, bow forward. Okay, with your inhale, step your left foot forward, lift the base of your skull, bring your spine forward. Exhale the right foot back. Inhale, rise to your crescent lunge. And exhale, left arm out to the side, follow your thumb. Inhale, follow your thumb up until it makes sense to turn your head forward. Good. Exhale 4 times more to the left. Inhale. So you are trying to synchronize as you exhale the left arm to the side. Your eyes, your breath, your thumb should move together. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. And then exhale, make a wide circle of the arms. As you touch the floor, put the blocks aside and step backwards to downward dog pose. So these are actually very important brain exercises. When you come into downward dog pose, first take your gaze back between your toes. And with your eyes open and not moving about, try to have a sense of the quality of the sensing system in your body right now. Is your sensing system moving towards danger, or could it sense the beauty of the opportunity of the present moment? And then close your eyes and lift the base of your skull in your downward dog. Much like we did in Uttanasana, lift the base of your skull. And I believe you can do this with your eyes closed. From your downward dog pose, inhale forward to plank pose. And keeping the base of your skull lifted, exhale, come down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Point your toes as you come onto your stomach. Inhale, lift from the base of your skull, roll up, cobra pose with the eyes closed. And exhale to roll down. Notice how your eyes and the base of your skull experience these transitions. Right, so inhale to roll up, the eyes closed. Exhale, roll down, stay aware of the occiput, the eyelids, the inner experience of sight. 3 times more. Inhale, roll up, eyes closed. Exhale, roll down, eyes still closed. No particular hurry. Like you're massaging your brain and your body. Inhale to roll up. Exhale, roll down. One more time. Inhale to roll up. And exhale to roll down slowly enough that you are aware there is a changing quality of light against the lids. And that travels all the way back to the base of the skull. Curl your toes under. And inhale, press up to plank pose. And then exhale, eyes closed as you reach back to downward dog pose. You do know where you're going. In downward dog pose, make a small lift at the base of your skull. Keep the back of the neck long. And then with an exhale, please step one foot up between your hands. Then step the other foot forward. Inhale, glide your heart forward. You may close the eyes, you know where you're going. Exhale for a deep bow towards your legs without your face rushing towards your shins or your knees. And then inhale, sweep the arms wide and go really slowly to rise up aware of how your senses are experiencing the changing phenomena
even with the eyes closed. And then hands down to your heart. Connect from your eyelids to your eyes, to the base of your skull. We're going to add a twist into that, another twist. So inhale, sweep the hands down, wide and up. No need to open the eyes right now. You have dedicated practice already. You know how to exhale and sit down to chair pose. Lift the base of your skull. And as you next inhale, press down, rise up, upward hands pose. Notice the changing experience of light against your lids. And exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Again, you know where you're going. Inhale, glide forward through your heart. Lift the base of your skull. Do not harden the eyes. As you exhale, press backwards with your left foot to the basic lunge. Put both blocks on the mat next to your right ankle. Inhale, crescent lunges first. And then exhale, open to your right, follow your thumb. With patience, inhale, rise. Follow your thumb until it makes sense to turn forward. Again, exhale, open to your right. Inhale. And now staying here, reach up on the exhale and explore the possibility that you actually could close your eyes and keep your balance right here. Put your attention on your eyelids, the structure of the eyelids, the eyes, and then back to the base of your skull. Reach up with a long inhale, but without moving your eyes about. And then as you exhale, make a wide circle of the arms. Come forward where the two blocks are, please. Okay, plant your left hand on the block on the left. And inhale, follow your right thumb to the right. Exhale to release that twist. We're going to do it about 5 times. Inhale, press into your left arm. Follow your right thumb to your right. And exhale. So you're following your thumb means that your eyes are not going that far from the body. For some of us, not very far at all because the arm is not that long. And when you're moving like this, you're synchronizing your breath and your body, your gaze, and your thumb. Let's exhale to come down one more time. And place both hands on the blocks, please. And then as you inhale, glide back to straighten your right leg. Plant your left heel on the floor. This is called Parsvottanasana. And you may bow over your right leg any amount that is soothing to you. You may walk the blocks and the hands forward for an outstretched version of the pose. That might not be within your reach based on your hamstrings and your leg length. But I want to encourage you now to sense you can close the eyes. You will not likely lose your balance in this pose. And listen again from your eyelids to the eyes, no pressure there. And lift into the back of your skull, the base where the occiput is. As if you're asking your sense of sight to just come back home, to come inside. And can you, even if there are sensations that aren't your favorite, can you sense the beauty of the present moment? This beauty could be defined as your ability to be here in the present moment, the beauty of your presence or your attention. And then as you next exhale, you can keep the eyes closed, you'll know where you're going. Slowly lift your left heel, bend your right knee, return to the basic lunge.
Place the 2 blocks on either side of your front ankle. And inhale, float your left foot forward to meet your right foot. And exhale, let's just take a deep bow towards the legs in Uttanasana. Be aware that your face does not need to rush towards your ankles. Inhale, glide forward. Lift the base of your skull. Exhale, step your right foot back. Inhale to your crescent lunge. We'll do this twice to the left. So you're going to follow your left thumb. Exhale to open. Inhale to rise. Notice the places where you have patience and the places where you don't. Exhale to open. Inhale to rise. Now maintaining the beautiful structure of your poses, which I can see, I'm going to encourage you then to consider closing your eyes by having your awareness be at the lids and then the eyeballs themselves, and then to the back of the skull at the occiput. Keep your breathing steady. No need for the pose to shrink. You can remain long and open. Notice your senses' ability to be oriented towards beauty, not towards danger. And then as you exhale, feel free to open your eyes for the transition. We're going to come forward and down. Place your hands on the 2 blocks and then make the right block extra firm for your right hand. Place it right beneath your shoulder. Follow your left thumb 5 times. Opening. And then returning. And because you're just staying within the distance of your thumb, you are asking your eyes to concentrate pretty close to home. Notice what is required of you for patience, for concentration, accepting the range of motion that is your body when you have to follow your thumb with your eyes. You can't be dishonest with yourself, in other words. And exhale to come down. Bring both blocks into focus. Straighten your left leg. Pivot your right heel down to the floor. This is called Parsvottanasana. And you may choose to walk your blocks forward or walk your hands forward. You may choose not to. But as you bow over your left leg, you can close the eyes and take your gaze inward. So the eyes have no particular pressure against the eyelids. And as you lift the base of your skull, it's like you're asking the sense of sight to come back home. So the pose can be quite dynamic. You may have very strong sensations. The breath can remain consistent and smooth. We're simply orienting the sense of sight to be really inward. You can look for the beauty of your efforts, your dedication, your ability to be present. And then keeping the eyes closed, roll your right heel up, bend your left knee, put both blocks aside, and please step backwards to downward facing dog pose. And in your dog pose, again, you could keep the eyes closed. You could momentarily check that if you open the eyes, you're gazing back near your toes, and then close the eyes. And lift the very base of your skull. So even in downward dog pose, your face and head are not rushing towards the floor. They're not rushing towards your toes. As if you're Asking the senses to reel in the line and come back to the base of the skull. And then inhale forward to plank pose. You do know where you're going. Exhale to Chaturanga Dandasana. Come onto your stomach with the toes pointed. Let's inhale, roll up, Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Lift the base of your skull. No need to actually open the eyes. Exhale to roll down. In the timing of your exhale, pace that with your body. Inhale, roll up. And exhale to roll down. Three times more, like a prayer. Look for the beauty inside your efforts. Beauty of your concentration. The beauty of synchronizing your breath and your body with your senses tuned in. Just do it one more time. Here's the inhale. And then exhale to roll down. And this time, make a little pillow of both hands to support your head. And you can actually roll your forehead a little bit across the back of your hands. You have stress receptors there, and that's kind of a nice thing to do to release the stress receptors. And then let your head get very still. And ask all five senses to come inside, to stay inside. This pose is called Makrasana. It means alligator breathing. Yeah, beautiful. And then please walk your hands to a place beneath your shoulders and press yourself up to kneeling. Now we're going to do a series of poses using the chair, and we're going to work on twisting because it's pre-lunch right now. Happens to be when we're having our class. I don't know when you'll watch the recording. So you need your chair and a sense of adventure. Okay, let's start with the chair so that I'm going to place mine so you can see me, which is right and which is left. Let me do it this way. Okay, you're also going to want to have a yoga block. So I'm going to sit facing you sideways on my chair. You're going to be sideways on your chair too. Okay, so when I sit down, I want only my right thigh to stay on the chair. And it's ideal if your right foot is actually on the floor as well. So if you have a very tall chair, you have like an Alice in Wonderland chair where your foot is floating and you can't reach the ground, put a block under your foot, please. And Susie, let's go to the side camera, I think. They might see a little bit better. Let me just check. We're going to be going like this. So what I did here, I'll just describe and we'll see which camera angle is going to be better for you guys. You take the left leg back like you're in the basic lunge. So my left leg is back like that, right behind me. And you place the left hand on the block and right hand on your right knee. So this is pretty secure. You're not going to lose, I hope you're not going to lose your balance, but you have only some of your body weight to navigate because you have the block and you have the chair and you have your right hand on your right knee. So gazing down, lift the base of your skull and then begin twisting your upper body to your right. If you press firmly into the left hand and block, that's going to stabilize your left shoulder. Press firmly into your right hand and block, right hand and knee, excuse me. That should energize your right shoulder. And then close your eyes. I think you can keep your balance. And listen for where is the base of your skull right now. And see if you might then raise your right arm up towards the twist. With your eyes closed, can you sense from your right fingers to your left, the center of the heart, from your left heel to the crown of your skull, the center of the heart, and from your right heel up to your right hand, the center of your heart. And then when you exhale, release your pose down and momentarily swing your left foot forward and sit just to take notice. What is the echo happening in your body? That's a relatively strong twist. I'm going to give you the second stage of the twist. You can do either the first stage that we just did, which is provocative enough, or you can try the second stage. So please watch here. The right leg will stay where it is. The left leg's going to step back again. You step back like to the basic lunge. Now we do start with the left hand here because it gives some support. And I'm going to put my right hand on the upper back of the chair. Yep. And then you cross your left arm over your right knee. When you cross over, you may be able to hold the leg of the chair with your left hand and the upper back of the chair with your right hand. And then you'll again close the eyes and find the base of the skull is a part of your twist. So we are not moving into these twists with the eyes of urgency or investigation. And on this one, you're going to be able to sense, I imagine, very directly how the breath has to be not just the front body, but also the back and the sides of the body. And then when you exhale, release your left hand to your block. Keep your right hand on the upper back of the chair. Roll yourself up to sitting. Place your left foot. Place your hands and go from your eyes through the center of the head to the base of your skull. Lift the occiput and then drop your attention down into your heart. As if you could see from your heart rather than from the physical eyes. Now we're going to change sides on the twist. So you can spin about in your chair. I'm going to move my chair because it's easier for you if I do. You can turn the other way in your chair. Okay, so left thigh stays on the chair seat this time. And you're going to swing your right leg back to the basic lunge, like this. There you go. Yeah, good. And the left hand can go on your left knee. So let's start by gazing down. Please lift the base of the skull and bring your eyes back home. Then make the right arm strong. Left hand on your left knee should also be sturdy. And begin twisting to your left. Try to sense the movement of twisting. It's the strength of your right arm and your right shoulder. The strength of your left hand on your left knee, left shoulder. The willingness of the heart. The spaciousness at the base of your skull so your head can rotate. Yes, the legs are still important. Working through the upper body. Now try to sense, if you're lifting the left arm, you may do so now, and try to sense where the strength comes from without hardening your eyes. Imagine from your right hand to your left hand, the center of the heart. From your right heel to the crown of your skull and the heart center. And from your left heel to your left hand and the heart center. And then as you exhale, release to come down slowly. And press yourself up to sitting. Slide your right foot forward. And sit. So the heart center is the fourth chakra. Let your attention go from the eyelids to the eyes, to the base of the skull, and then down to the seat in the heart. Were we to see from here, how might our senses experience the world? Now we'll touch the more dynamic version of that twist, or you can repeat the one that we just did. It's completely fine. You guys look great. So please come down, right leg back, like in the basic lunge from your sun salutation. The block can be for your right hand just to get situated. Left hand can go on the upper back of your chair. And I will ask you not to even picture in your mind. Don't use the eyes in this manner. Don't picture in the mind where you're going. Try to sense from your inner body. So lift the base of the skull. And as you initiate twisting, cross your right arm over your left knee. Perhaps you'll hold the leg of the chair. Lift the base of the skull so you're not forcing any tension into your eyes or your eyelids. You may turn your head gracefully, but keeping the occiput and the spine spacious, please. Listen inside for the quality of your efforts and look for the beauty of your concentration, your earnestness, the beauty of curiosity. And then as you exhale, begin to unwind so your right hand can return to the block, left hand to your left knee, and then glide up to sitting. And sit very still for a moment on your chair. Imagine the eyes of the heart seeing from your heart. And we have our chairs and we have some other yoga props. So I'm going to ask you to be really thoughtful. The next pose is contraindicated if you have your menstrual cycle. So in which case you can do just the floor-based version of the same pose, not the chair-based version of the pose. And if you do have questions with your neck, please do the floor-based version of the pose because I can't see your necks really close up individually. So the chair, we're going to use it for a high version of bridge pose. And it's possible for me to teach more nuances about this, like how to fold a blanket, how to do the whoosy what's it and the this and that. But right now, we are just going to do the most simple, and we'll see what questions you have about it. So when you lie down, you can either lie down, planning to have your feet on the floor for bridge pose, or you can place your feet on the chair in preparation for this higher version of bridge pose. When you first come down then, I'm just going to ask you to rest, and again to close the eyes so you know but this pose is not going to be about adding pressure to the eyes. Then we hold the toes of the chair. These are called the toes of the chair right here. And you tuck each shoulder under the heart. Press into your heels. And you lift the knees until your feet go flat to the chair. And then tuck the shoulders under again. And when you come up here, you're looking to make bridge pose in the upper back, in the low back, in the hips and the tailbone. So you tuck the shoulders under to certainly confidently lift the heart. The back of the neck is not flat on the floor, but there is a lengthening to the back of the neck. The throat will feel closed and toned, but should not feel clenched. Lift your tailbone towards your knees. Close your eyes. And listen inside for the inner experience of your rhythm, your temperature, your sensations. And then you're going to begin to lower the hips down, whether that's from bridge pose with the chair or bridge pose on the floor. When you come down, if you're on the floor, just rest with your hips on the floor. Keep the feet flat on the floor and the knees bent. If you use the chair, go ahead and put your feet up on the chair for a moment. Keeping the eyes closed, watch the internal recalibration. So what happens in bridge pose is that you close the throat. So you're closing one channel in the body, and that does bring to the physiological sense of the torso this vibrancy. Then we come down, we open the throat, we open the gateway, and the waterways flow again. The rivers are no longer dammed by the bandha, Jalandhara bandha. So we'll do it once more, and then it will lead us into Shavasana. And for those who are using the chair, your Shavasana could look like this, where you put your legs up on the chair seat. Those who are on the floor can take a blanket under the knees for Shavasana. Okay, so please hold the toes of the chair if you're using it. Center your head. And when you're ready to, please inhale, roll up from your tailbone. And then you tuck the shoulders under. And we go up to bridge pose. The closure in the throat is called Jalandhara bandha. It means a seal, a closure. You can take your gaze towards your heart, and you can close your eyes. So the physical eyes are closed, but the inner gaze can be at your heart. Strengthen both arms. They are essential to the pose. Keep the tailbone long and the breath smooth and steady. And then starting the process to roll down. So if you're on the floor for bridge pose, you can roll down one vertebrae at a time. If you're using a chair, mine is a relatively noisy chair, so pardon the noise. Once you've come down, then you can take your legs up on the chair for your Shavasana. Or if you were on the floor, put a blanket under the knees for Shavasana. Let the arms go out to the side. Turn your palms face up. And close your eyes. Imagine the eyelids like two beautiful, heavy curtains drawn over the windows, just for now, drawn over the windows of the eyes.
And let the eyes themselves rest back in the socket, so your eyelids and your eyes are not pushing against each other. No tension there. And then imagine the nerve pathways that go from your eyes towards the back of your brain. You know that the images are inverted for us to interpret them at the back of the brain. Just follow that mystery from the eyelids to the eyes, down to the brainstem, and then down from your brainstem into your heart. As you gaze in towards the heart, I'm going to ask you to look again for the beauty of your presence, the beauty of your attention during your practice, the beauty of your intention, the beauty of your vulnerability, the beauty of your willingness, allow your body to deeply rest in the beauty of the heart in this moment. Notice how your heart responds when your gaze is inward towards the beauty of your heart. And keep your gaze moving from the eyelids, the eyes, the base of the skull, the heart, to see the beauty of your native heart. The beauty of the heart before any disturbance, before any narrative. Sense the beauty of your attention. The beauty of your intention. The beauty of your vulnerability. The beauty of your courage. Allow the eyelids to be heavy. Keep your eyes very relaxed. Travel to the back of the brain, down to the brainstem, down to your heart. Look for the beauty of your original innocence. The beauty of awe and delight. The beauty of your radiance. The radiance that is already installed in your heart. Allow your eyes and your heart to be deeply at ease. And keeping your awareness within, just lightly deepen your breathing and gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. And you may slightly deepen your breathing. Please bring your knees towards your chest. Quietly roll to your side. And then you can use both hands. When you go sideways, use both hands to come back up to sitting. Give yourself the blessing of sitting in the upright position after this practice. You can feel the heart, the throat, and the third eye. This is fourth chakra, fifth chakra, sixth chakra. Listen inside and see inside the inner life. Have your full attention to sense the heart, the throat as a gateway up to the vision, sixth chakra, not meaning the physical eyes. And please bring your hands together at your heart. So today's practice, we're sourcing the senses, which is a part of the Manomaya kosha. We'll integrate pranayama with the senses in the days to come, but right now you have an experience of the power of the senses. So we'll chant one more time and listen for how it feels different to you. at the end of the practice. We'll just sing once through. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorama Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. You may bow your head to your heart. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste. So very nice to